of them. You're wasting all your time and money on models. Paint what you have.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Model Club TV, episode 96. 96. As always, my even lovelier co-host, Scott Johansson, and I'm Jason Walker. Thank you for being here today, everyone. Wow, I can see your nipple.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know whose nipple I can see? Give you a hint.
So
Okay.
I want to first say thank you to everyone, because if you notice, Scott looks even prettier today. Scott, what happened?
I'm in 3D. I should be in 3D. That would be
You're
cool.
technically in 2D, but
I know. We got a new camera.
got a new camera. So thank you for Scott chipping in, and the our lovely viewers and listeners for chipping in. We got Scott a new camera, adjusted the lighting a little bit. Looks fantastic, I think.
Oh yeah.
Let us know
Wait till
down
you guys
below.
see some of the things we can do.
Oh no, but we could do these before. Scott's gonna mess up the watch it blow up.
I would never do that.
Oh man. Anyway, while Scott's messing around with filters, this is episode 96. We have Jerry Frade here. Talk to us for this will be a short interview. It's about a 45 hour around there. Great little interview about his YouTube channel and the kits he's got coming out, which you'll see here in a minute. The email is modelclubtv@gmail.com, and the voicemail is 708-816-4299. 708-816-4299. Leave us a voicemail if you feel like it. You ready, Scott?
I'm ready. I'm seeing if I could screw it up or not.
Oh,
I could, but I'm not gonna.
okay. How are you, sir? Things good?
Better than last time.
Yes, very much so. Have you, what's the right word? Grieved? Things back to normal? Still feel weird?
Well, they're still not normal. I mean, I still look over his bed still over there, and he's not there. But Trixie has now taken to laying in it, which is basically when I lost Rex. Rex used to lay right over there in my room, and then Buddy starts laying over there. So now Trixie's top dog now, so she's moving in.
So I have a question. Did you notice any Trixie changes?
No.
Like, was she sad at all? Could you tell? Nothing?
No.
Has she noticed the other dog isn't there anymore?
No, actually, he's probably happier because
it's like, God, yeah.
When we first got her, he hid for 2 months, okay, in our bedroom. And,
yeah.
You know, so he got to a point of he tolerated her. And she would run into him sometimes when she wanted to play. And then we would always, tell her, leave Buddy alone. And she would. So they didn't interact a whole lot. So I don't think she really misses him because she didn't do much with him,
Yeah.
It's still weird. You come in with groceries and he was always underfoot and he's not there anymore.
Yeah.
Guy used to tell him, Buddy, you're trying to kill me for the last month or two of his life.
I tried to pay that dog and it didn't work.
Under my feet. But
I wanted another fall down video. This time involving a dog.
And he almost got me a couple times. But
oh, good. I'm glad you're on the mend. I'm glad.
So we miss him.
Getting there.
He's a good dog, but the longer you get away from it, you realize you did the right thing.
Yeah.
And it's if we could do it for people, you'd be dead right now. But
the hell did I do? I'm not sick. What's going on? Have you worked something out with Jamie? No.
I might have.
Speaking of, how was your 4th of July? Burn anything down? Things good?
How was my 4th of July? I had a small get together at my house. I noticed she didn't show up.
I wasn't here. And I wasn't invited, actually.
So no, it was a small, smaller than usual. All of our kids are grown up and want to do their own thing now, and that's what happened.
Yep.
So, and
well, I
it's
did the
okay.
opposite. I went and hung out with my parents for 4 days. That was, and my brother and Jamie. So we were in Michigan City for 4 days. So it was a good getaway.
Yeah, and then I tranquilized Trixie,
What?
and she did pretty good
With a dart gun?
Yeah,
A blowgun?
blowgun. Yeah. She did pretty good. She did better than last year. When my neighbor blew off his $1,000 worth of fireworks, maybe two. I don't
Yeah.
know. I just when I was 12, I loved fireworks. And my mother hated them, so it was like if she found them, she'd soak them in fucking water and throw them away. So I always had to be really careful about what I got and where and all that. But there's a good story I have. Maybe someday I'll tell. Well, maybe I'll tell it now. So I had to get off my lawn neighbor back then, way back.
Yeah.
And he literally was a get off my lawn neighbor. He had a beautiful lawn. Okay. But none of my friends liked him because he was such, he was just a Nazi about his yard, right?
So you now said the F word and Nazi in the first 8 minutes of the show. We're getting screwed.
So he decides one day they were blowing off all these fireworks in front of my house. So I knew that was not going to make my mother happy because she wasn't home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys need to clean this shit up. And they're like, yeah, we'll clean it. So he decides, he goes up to my neighbor had one of these mailboxes that went into the house. So he goes up with a belt of 60 firecrackers. Okay. And drops them down this mail chute into the house. And I'll never forget, all I heard was, and if you ever had one of these mailboxes, is the door going ding, 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 ding. While these fucking.
Yeah. My grandma had one in the Cal City mailbox like that.
Went off. So, at that point, I was like, you dumbass. And I'm like, I cannot believe you just did that. And I'm like, I'm out. Okay. I got on my bike and left. I said, you guys are on your own. Clean this shit up. Well, my neighbor gets home. Their house smells like fucking gunpowder. They open the fucking closet door. There's burn marks and all kinds of shit. Okay. And they're pissed. And rightfully so.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got a story too. Go ahead. Yes.
And so this guy comes over, and it was just my brother home at the time. And this guy comes over, and I open the door, and he starts screaming at me, and come out here and look at all this garbage. I'm like, fuck. And he grabs me. And then with that, my brother comes out. And he's like, hey, don't grab him, So, and then his wife came over and calmed him down. And my parents were good friends with these people. So it's like,
Yeah.
So I had to rat out my buddy because it was the only way to save my ass. But
was this in Cal City?
No, this is in Dalton.
Dalton. Okay.
Dalton. Yeah.
Oh my God.
This is the same buddy who one time, and again, we were kids, we were little dicks. And for a while, we had these old people because, you always fuck with old people because they can't chase you. So we kind of ding dong dash these old people.
There's your quote of the show. You always F with old people because they can't chase you.
Now I'm that guy.
That's you're that human. What is wrong with you?
So on this particular night,
oh my God,
this other kid we know lit this fucking broom on fire and threw it at these people's door, right? And I'm like, no. This is more than just ringing the bell.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we took off. We went out. We were fucking around and we're walking back and cop comes out. Now we're like 3 blocks away, but we're crossing the street where these people live. And the cop comes out, rolls his window down. He says, were you two just down that street? Were you two just down this street? And I look at the cop. I go, no. And what's this idiot do? He goes, yeah. The cop looks at me and goes, you're a liar. He says, get in the back. Okay. take us back to these people's house. Okay. All right.
Crying.
They
You're a liar.
so they bring us up to these people. Do you recognize these two? Well, guess who they recognized? Not me. Mr. Dumbass. Okay. Cop takes us in. He was a jerk. Okay. I'm trying to talk him out of letting us go, on the way to the police
Attempted
station.
arson? Is that what the crime
Well, no,
was?
we didn't even do that. And so my mom was working. My aunt had to come get me. Oh, what a mess that was, too. So, yeah. So, same friend got me burned twice.
So I had my friends. So when I lived in the city on Superior, so I lived at basically Chicago and Ashland. For people who live here, know where that is. And I lived in an apartment that was 2 on the bottom, 2 above me, and then an attic apartment. So like a 2 flat broken down into 4 apartments. And I would have 4th of July parties in the back of this apartment building. I basically, because mine was the garden apartment in the back. So I had control over the backyard basically. And I would have crazy barbecues there. And the one year, so much happened in a span of like 2 hours. But they literally, I hate the word literally, they opened my back door to my apartment and threw smoke bombs in my apartment and ran away. And it's not like a house. My entire apartment was basically 2 rooms. So they smoke bombed not only my apartment, but then the other ones in there. I think the same year, my one friend, we bet him to drink a giant bottle of mustard. He said he could do it. So the larger bottle of French's, like the Costco size French. He did it, but he was sick for days. And then someone put a bratwurst under my pillow. So I went to bed.
These Nazi tortures you guys had.
I know. I went to go to sleep in my arm. I'm like, son of a bitch. There's a bratwurst. And then my other friend, I don't know if it's the same year he ate the pack of Centrella hot dogs. Or no, he tried to shoot a bottle rocket out of his butthole in the middle of the street and burned the living shit out of himself. Dude, it was so much fun. And I think that.
Oh yeah, that sounds like fun.
They blew up a planter. My one friend would make his own explosive devices, and he blew up a planter. Oh my god, I don't know how I didn't go to jail so many times. Ugh.
And this wasn't the year you burnt yourself with that.
No, that the year of 24 packs of sparklers was a different year. That was the crazy 4th of July. Oh. Anyway. Ready for the show? We're ready for the show. All right. Speaking of barbecues, MCTV BBQ 2. Like Scott was saying before. September 1st, Chicago area. So we talked about hotels a little bit. We are going to recommend an area. But call me or Scott, and we can if you do want to come into the area for the barbecue, which is in Scott, what is your official town so people can?
So my official town, I don't really have an official
right,
town.
because I was trying to explain to people, you're
an
unincorporated
area. So the closest town to me really is Crestwood,
okay,
Illinois. Okay, I get Midlothian, Illinois,
Alsip,
all that area.
Yeah,
there are some hotels in that area, but I'm not a fan.
And I can't recommend the casino. I would recommend isn't open yet, right by me, and I'm not that far from Scott. I'm about 20 minutes from Scott.
So
we are going to recommend.
We're going to recommend an area. Maybe we'll put a map up too,
yeah.
and next episode maybe.
Yeah,
and it's about 10 minutes from my house.
10-15 minutes, and it's a lot nicer.
House, but there's more options for eating. To get up
breakfast.
And breakfast.
There's a breakfast place right there. There's an Al's Beef, sushi.
Yeah, so it's
there's 2 or 3 breweries within 5 minutes of these hotels. So
yeah, and along with your standard Culver's, Burger King, Cracker Barrel, Wendy's.
So you're looking at Tinley Park, which would be Harlem and I-80, Illinois. So Tinley Park, Illinois, Harlem and I-80 area for your hotels is where we would kind of recommend. So MCTV BBQ 2, September 1st. We have some people that have confirmed. So that puts us over the limit of we have to have it now. So it's happening no matter what.
But we still would like a count.
Yes.
Okay. Because we want to make sure we don't buy too much food, but we want to make sure there's enough food.
Yeah. And I think when Dan Cherney came, he brought kits like to sell and give away or trade. So if you do want to bring kits to sell or stuff you have our own little show too in Scott's garage. Like we did that. It was pretty cool. Yeah. So,
and this will be a rain or shine event because we can hang out in my garage if it is rainy. So it's, it will be a rain or shine event.
There may be some surprise guests. You never know.
You never know. There may be. We have got a confirmation so far from someone that lives pretty far away. So
cool.
That's kind of cool. So yeah.
Anyway,
But our local guys, Vince and Greg and stuff, if you think you're going to come, let us know. So
and who else is around here? There's a couple people that listen that are not that far. And even we got, I think, confirmation from a couple Wisconsin people. I hope if Rob Madison could come, that'd be awesome. Like
that would be awesome. I did tell him, but he was going to check. They might have something going that way.
Dang it! But and if you can't make it, do not worry. We will do this again.
Our longtime viewer, Bill Wilson, and his wife are coming. But please don't let that dissuade you from coming. Okay.
I'm sure Tracy's awesome. Oh
yeah, Bill. All right, now I'll get this. I'll get this on the comments from Bill. Bill asked me what's going to be the entertainment. I said me busting your balls for about 3 hours.
2x4. All right, let's do our giveaways. So we have
you can give away a lot of stuff, huh?
Yeah, we have quite a few. We are going to do Wheel of Giveaways. We're going to do the 4 from Jamie Sy, our hero, Jamie Sy. 4? No. Yeah, 4. 4 from Jamie Sy. So last time I said, we got a ton of people enter this one. And I put this in the comments. If I've missed anyone's name for these giveaways this episode, please do not email me and tell me I missed your name. There are plenty of giveaways coming up. I think I got it all sorted out. It's hard with the way the comments went this time. But please, I think I got it all squared away. If I missed you, enter again for something else.
Yeah.
All right. So we have
good stuff coming tonight.
We do. We have a good one today. We have multiple good ones today. All right. So these are going to be in the order that I show them. And this first one we're going to spin is for Mothra. So Mothra from Jamie Sy. Tell me when to stop shuffling, Scott.
Stop.
Spinning. And this is for the Mothra from Jamie Sy. It's Captain 3105. Write that down. Captain 3105. Congratulations, Captain 3105. That sounds like a Star Trek name.
Captain.
Like a board. All right, taking him out of the list. So he got the Mothra, Captain 3105. Next up, Slimer. Slimer from Jamie Sy. Tell me when to stop shuffling, Scott.
No.
Spinning for Slimer. Who do we get? Ooh, that was a liner. Darth Cleveland, 1631.
You didn't show your shirt.
Darth Cleveland, 1631. We got the Slimer. We'll pause. My shirt. To Uranus and beyond. So thank you, John Davis, for the WonderFest special. You do look good.
And John Davis can't even see if you're wearing it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, that's true. He's blind. He can hear us. He can hear that I'm wearing it. All right, removing. Next up.
Next up.
Single Godzilla Chibi. Tell me when to stop shuffling, Scott.
Stop.
Spinning. We are spinning for Godzilla Goji. Oh, that was close. Jim McFarlane, 5329. Jim McFarlane. Got that? Finally.
Finally.
Let me remove his name. The Godzilla versus Kong on the ship. Chibi. Shuffling. Scott, tell me when.
When?
Boom. All right, who's this going to be? Look at that. Scott Lookabill. Scott Lookabill.
Longtime viewer and participant in Discord.
Yes. K and G. All right. Whew. Congratulations, all four of you. Okay. Next up for the giveaway, nameplates. Let me close this. Let me pull up this. Did it work? Yes. All right. Look at that. We don't have to do any editing this time. All right. So this is for the Planet of the Apes nameplates. So again, from Tim Fortuna over on Escape Hatch Hobbies. The nameplates, Tim Fortuna nameplates. That's where you get them. And they are of fantastic quality. Write this down. So we got, let me get them all this time. Ursus. Dr. Zaius. Aldo. Dr. Zira. Caesar. And wait. General. Nope. Cornelius. I did that one. Cornelius.
Oh, yeah, I can see where you get general out of that.
It looks like a G. Anyway, so one person is getting all these nameplates. We have quite a few people that wanted these. So good luck to everyone. Tell me when to stop shuffling, Scott.
Stop.
Boom. Here we go. And it is. I was wondering if that would happen. Removing 8 nameplates. I put a name in there as a placeholder, so I knew which one it was, and it landed on that. So we're shuffling again.
Stop.
Spinning. That was the wild card. To get another chance.
Joker. Remember that show?
Oh, cruising.
Cruising.
Kurt. Name. Apes. Okay. Now, this is where I feel like I may have screwed up, but if I didn't, that's okay. We only have 2 people that wanted the Salem lot. Let me say that again. We only had 2 people that wanted the Salem lot nameplates. So we have Barlow, Straker, Antique, Fine Antiques. I'm trying to read it backwards. And then I have Salem's Lot, and then I have Mr. Barlow. So instead of spinning this wheel with, well, no, Cruisin' just won. So he can't win again.
There you go.
Saved it. I was going to split him between the 2. Wait, Jim McFarlane won as well. Uh-oh.
We didn't think this out, did you?
I didn't think this was possible.
So you know what?
I will just
split them
save
up between the 2 guys.
Yes, I was going to save shipping. So there's 3, and I will put a random one in each package, and then the third one I will stick in a different person's giveaway as a surprise. So we'll do that. So those are our giveaways for today, for the ones that are from now. We have a new giveaway. Scott, care to introduce?
We have from Pestilence Labs. We have Evil Knievel. We have a full-size figure.
Full figure, and
we have a bust.
we have both. We're going to give them both away today.
Going to give them both away.
And we have them in hand. We just didn't want to open the box for shipping, make it a little easier.
Right.
So these are beautiful sculptures. Well, it's a beautiful sculpture and then hacked into a bust. But were you a big Evel Knievel guy?
Oh, anytime I could watch someone try to kill themselves, I was up. Okay. I was definitely.
You should put a camera in the studio. You'll see it all the time.
Dude, you're beautiful to watch. Okay. Not that I should say anything. I fall down the stairs. But
I loved Evel Knievel. My favorite toy as a kid was that wind up Evel Knievel motorcycle that you would wind up and then just shoot it, launch it out over ramps and stuff, whatever you would make. And launch that thing down the 10 stairs in my house, the 3 stairs, loved it.
There's some guy on YouTube that jumps fire with his now and all that.
Oh, really?
They've reissued this thing a few times.
Yeah, I gotta go find that. I want to see that.
But yeah, he'll jump it and then he'll have a landing ramp and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm gonna find that. I'll link to it.
But
all right, so how are people gonna win these? And it's for 2 people. You're not getting both. We're getting 2 people. Someone's getting a bust. Someone's getting a full figure.
How about in the comments? This is going to be tough now. Okay.
Uh-oh.
You're going to put a little work into this.
Oh, me or someone else?
Them.
Okay.
In the comments, you got to put up and over the 4-foot ditch. Because that was the commercial.
Okay.
Okay. You rev it up. There goes Evil up and over the 4-foot ditch. I think it was 4 foot. Might have been 5. You can put whatever number in there you want. Just up and over the 100-foot ditch. Whatever you want to put in.
All right.
That's what you got to put in to
up and over the denomination of your desired ditch.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you to the Worthlings for the amazing giveaway. Let me show it one more time. We really appreciate it. There's some
really nice paint ups out there.
Yeah.
Steve Park did a really nice paint up. Rick Lindsay did a really nice paint up. So there's some nice paint ups.
There's some good examples out there to see. So very cool. All right. You ready? News and reviews, Scott. All right. This will be old news by the time this episode comes out because it's G-Fest 2024, July 12th through the 14th. I will have been there already by the time this goes out. I'm going on Friday. Scott has chosen not to go. A lot of stuff going on. But I'm just going to run in, say hi to Terry, take a look around, take some pictures, and report back to everybody. Maybe I'll do a video. We'll see. But G-Fest is in 2 days.
Maybe you'll see that truck guy.
Yeah, I probably will.
I'm sorry.
Maybe I won't go now.
Or should I say, maybe you'll see the Joker.
He's not the Joker, and I have the evidence today. I have the evidence.
Can't wait.
Okay. I have the evidence. I have solved the mystery.
All right.
And I'll let everyone else decide if I have solved this. Also, I saw this today right as I was setting up for the show. It is a newspaper article about our favorite Avies epoxy clay, Avies Studio. So I'll put the link below if you want to read the article and just a little bit about the company Avies. And it's pretty cool to see that they're still going and how they started. And
gotta get them on here. We almost had her on here.
Yeah, we almost did. And then she, I think, realized who we were. And we're like, I don't want anything to do with those two idiots.
No. She loves me. Trust me.
Aaron, I don't think.
Aaron's awesome.
They are awesome. But Avies is awesome. Great American company. Great Midwest American company. And it's great to see them be successful. So I'll put the link up to this article if you want to read it. It's from the what is it?
Hudson Observer?
Star Observer.
Hudson Star Observer.
Star Observer. So northern Wisconsin. Up there behind the Cheddar Curtain.
Cheddar Curtain? Okay.
All right. Next. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Scott, you care to introduce this?
Dear God, no.
I know. I feel.
So,
I'm excited for this, actually.
Garage Kit
Sculptor extraordinaire.
sculptor extraordinaire
House
who
Ape
got out of Garage Kits and
likes to
moved on
soak
to
his
bigger and better
resin
things,
parts.
but
for
still
hours.
dabbles a little bit. But digital sculptor extraordinaire, Tony Cipriano, who you always hear me talk about because I like to bust Tony's balls. And
look, he's got me going. You see that? Look at that. That's me.
what? He's got you going. So so I mean, I don't want to stir the pot, but Tony, first of all, has
It's stirring a pot a lot of work. I didn't like when you have to stir
stirring
a pot.
the pot. Really, it's easier than emptying the pot.
Would you, if let's say you're making stew, right?
Okay,
Let's okay. If you're making stew, put in your carrots, your meat, you do all that stuff, and you stir it like this, right? Would it be easier to do this to mix it up, or take that entire thing of stew and put it into another bowl and then put it back in and shake it?
Put a lid on it and shake it.
Put a lid on it and then put it back in there.
Clean.
And then
clean the clean the other thing.
What's easier?
Yeah. I don't know. So anyway, Tony has and he's had it for a while. There is a Cipriano Sculpture YouTube page.
Which I didn't know about somehow.
And Tony has taken some time and done a ZBrush tutorial.
This is awesome.
And it's free. Free. Now, Tony's had 3 other tutorial video series that are for sale on Aaron Blaze's site. And I know you bought one of them. I bought all 3 of them. So those are still available as well. But Tony's decided to throw this up here, and
I have subscribed, so this should I took this picture before I subscribed. We are now subscribed. I'll subscribe on my own channel.
We want to get Tony monetized.
Yes, so, everybody who's doing this,
go subscribe.
Go subscribe. I'll put the link up. Yep,
that's right.
So very cool, Tony. Thanks for doing this. That's cool to see.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, awesome.
Of course, if you talk to Tony a lot like I do, then you've had enough of Tony. So.
All right. Up next.
I love Tony. Just so everyone knows, I love Tony. So,
up next from Gilbert.
They
have a Gill Man.
And didn't we show a sneak peek of this last
time?
Saw
the sneak peek. This is, I think, the completed sculpture now. Maybe, yeah. I think this is the finished one.
This is beautiful.
Head on over. I'll put the link up to Gilbert below, but head on over there. Really cool piece. Really cool. Goes along with their mummy. So this is the Gill Man from Monster Squad. Originally a Steve Wang sculpture, the original suit. Mark Van Tine has done an amazing job on this. I guess there's some Easter eggs hidden in the sculpture. There's 2 of them, supposedly.
Really?
So yeah. That'd be cool to actually get it. There is a list. I think it's a limited of 100, and I think they're about halfway through that list or getting there. So I got to get on the list. I still want the mummy too, but
I want to say that, and people are going to say, "Oh, you're so wishy-washy." I always say there's certain things you could do in 3D that you can't do in clay, and one of those things I would say would be these teeth. So, and I'm sure I'd like to think they're gonna cast these teeth separately, but man. Just a beautiful job sculpting there. Just amazing.
Oops, went back.
And I never saw Monster Squad, but I have seen, this.
Wait, you never saw Monster Squad?
No, I was grown up by then.
Can you watch?
But I'm going to say this is beautiful.
I think you need to watch Monster Squad for next episode. I have it. I'll let you borrow it.
Fantastic. Is it a movie or is it a show?
It's a movie. You'll like it because it plays on the Universal monsters. Like, I don't want to ruin it. I'll let you borrow it.
Is it a serious thing or is it stupid?
Both. Like, it's an 80s movie. Like, it's done in that style. Like, oh, but anyway, sorry. great sculpture. They are going to do very well with this piece, I think. So congrats to all involved. Head on over to Gilbert or Paul Gill or Mike Calvert, and they will hook you up. So there we go. Then we have from Nostalgic Resin Productions. This is a test print, so no one get all on.
Oh, I'm going to get on something too.
Yeah. There is an issue in the leg, but this was a test print, I think, to see size issues and stuff. So we have Batgirl, a companion piece to go with the Mobius ones. So this is coming from Nostalgic Resin Productions. So head over there, check them out. This was the first test print, so don't
make the ears shorter. Dave, the ears got to be shorter.
Uh-oh.
What?
I think the sculpture's done. How much shorter are they supposed to be, Mr. Critical?
It depends what picture you're looking at. I was just looking at pictures before I commented.
And then, well, here's the picture of a render. Supposedly the final render until he hears what Scott said. And then he has these two busts coming, an Edgar Allan Poe and a Lawrence of Arabia. Some really cool stuff coming. Again, great things.
You know what I like too? What he's doing? First of all, he's promoting us with these photos because there's our sticker.
Yay!
But I know the Lawrence of Arabia is going to include a drawing or
his daughter Erin did. Yep.
That his daughter Erin did.
It's beautiful.
With her broken arm.
I'm gonna head on over to his website. I'll let you see it there. I don't want to show it here, but
anyway, yay!
Good stuff. Okay, then from I Am Co. These are all. So we have it's Gilbert, half of Gilbert, which would be Mike Calvert, and half of Pestilence Labs. And we have the Mummy, the Karloff Pierce 2 from IAMCO, Irish American Model Company.
This is not finished, so everyone knows.
Okay, not finished, still being worked on. This is from sculptor extraordinaire Jeff Yeager. So you get a Coke can in that picture to see size. Great stuff coming. Looking really cool.
Base. You know, one thing that really amazed me is the base, and I don't know if you zoomed in on this picture at all, but like just the texture of the blanket and stuff, it's just really nice.
Yeah, and even the texture on the wood floor. If you look at the wood on the floor, it's really, really
like
really
how he sculpted that. Yeah. It is really nice. And then there he is sculpting.
Even the wood crates. Are really nice.
Yeah, no, that's why I said the base is just And then of course, there's a Karloff likeness that Yeager could do if he was blind at this point. But and the Jack Pierce, I like this piece. Did you happen to get price? I know it's a pricey piece because it's 1/6 scale.
But, I did not.
But look at it. I mean, I love the nameplate. The slab.
Yeah, that is a great. I really, really. That is crisp. Like those hieroglyphics are crisp in there.
Yes. So again, from IAMCO, Mike Calvert, and what's his name? The Worthling guy. Yeah,
that guy. And then, oh wait, we got an IAMCO heirloom line, is what they're calling it. I think.
There you go.
Cool. All right, from Well Winner,
a couple new ones.
Yep, we got Peter Venkman from The Real Ghostbusters is out on the Patreon. So if you're over on the Patreon, you have this to download. And we have the Slag Brothers. Scott, talk.
Wacky Racers.
How do those
the
wheels
Bouldermobile. Slag Brothers and the Bouldermobile.
Were you a Captain Caveman guy?
No, a Captain Caveman, this was first.
So, yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Because I like how Captain Caveman had eyes. These guys.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to have to get unwell a little bit in this. Because I just noticed this today. I'm going to tell them to make those hair pieces separate on the guys.
Yeah, that'll be pain.
Because otherwise, you're going to have a lot of fails. So I'd rather print them separate. So I'll see if I can't get him to make that correction. But he probably will because he's such a good guy. And yeah, this is awesome. And
Very
I
cool.
like how they have different expressions too. So
Mm-hmm.
I love that he's doing the wacky racer. So it's pretty cool.
Great stuff. All right. And then we have, I keep forgetting to add stuff of his. We have Cthulhu Gizzard, our buddy. We have a Beholder, which is the Guardian from Big Trouble in Little China. So Mike Swistak, sculptor, another great sculptor, extraordinaire, we'll say. Guardian from Big Trouble in Little China. I'm taking this right off his page. It's available on his Etsy store, CthulhuGizzard.etsy.com, as an unpainted resin casting of his quarter scale, which measures 3.25 inches tall by 3.25 inches wide and 2 inches deep. Traditionally sculpted, molded, and cast by Mike Swistak, aka Cthulhu Gizzard, at Cthulhu Gizzard Custom. Here is a link directly to I'll put up a link to the castings down below. He has a bunch of other new stuff, but I wanted to reconnect everybody with Mike. He's got great relief sculptures and things that are just beautiful, that turn into great magnets or just little plaque pieces if you want to put them on a little base. Great stuff. And we know Scott hasn't seen Big Trouble in Little China, so we'll leave it alone. All right. We have another mummy. This time from Ina over at Dick Lake Art, I'm hoping. What do you say? You know what? I want to get her on just so we can get the name cleared up. Talk about sculpting. So she now has a mummy out to 3D print. So I will have these for sale. It comes with the base, with part of the sarcophagus, or without the sarcophagus. And Scott and I were looking at the sarcophagus yesterday. It's really nice. It's just going to be a pain to print with all the little islands if you angle it the right way. So I'm probably going to release it at first without just the mummy by itself and then work on the sarcophagus. There's different bases for it, but we'll see. I'm guessing the mummy without the sarcophagus would be about 100 or less, probably less. But I think I like this sculpture a lot. It's not your exact likeness. It's her version of it. Like you said before, I love the ring. Ring turned out great. But it's great. It goes well with her creature and monster. So very, very nice. And this just came out, I think, yesterday. So thoughts, Scott?
I like it. I have concerns about the sarcophagus, like you said. But I think it'll print. Even with the islands. I think it's gonna print. But
wait, I forgot. I have one more picture.
You'll find out when you print it.
We'll get it. I'm gonna work on it probably starting tomorrow. So it's nice. I really like this. For people that poo-poo on the prints, you could use this as a practice mummy and be like, oh, I want to do my bandages, and not have it be, if you don't like it, print another one or figure out a way to make
a render or a painted kit?
These are the render ones. These are
that's a beautiful render.
Yeah. So it's great. Okay. Then this was something I printed, and if anyone wants, I'm just sending one of these out today. I did these from CA3D. This is Emma Frost quarter scale. $275 if you want one. Okay. We should have that conversation. But it'd be about $275. It's huge. You can see the bottle of Vallejo down there, but it's a great piece from CA3D. And then I also have these ready to go if anyone wants a Vamp David or a regular David. I have those to go. Scott, what's your printing schedule like? Still doing stuff for...
Yes. Unfortunately, I didn't put pictures up, but Needful Things has the Robin Hood available. And right now I'm roughly, by the weekend I should be caught up. I'm 2 kits behind by the weekend. Still is the Rollerball by Lace Lee. And I wish I'd have put it up here, but Rick Lindy did a really nice job. I know John Allred did one too. Lace did work on the right hand a little bit. There were some complaints about the right hand because all the fingers were the same length. And so he kind of fixed that the best that he could, given you still had to fit it in the box. So whatever. Turn it the other way if you hate to look at it that way.
Yeah.
But it's a really nice kit, the Robin Hood and the Rollerball. So both of those available from Needful Things. Also Planet of the Ape busts. Get all the Needful Things on Facebook. And
cool. All right.
So that's what I've been printing, but I didn't have pictures because I'm an idiot.
Our last kit here to talk about is going to lead us right into our interview. So we have from Just Paint It, Jerry Frade. His second release as a kit producer is Luther. And we teased this last episode. Quarter scale. And it comes with clear and solid bottles. So if you want to try and do some effects to make those look great, we'll talk a little bit later. You'll find out a good video to go look at to see how these are being painted. But a great piece. And as Scott said, punchable face. That guy.
Yeah, in our interview, I told Jerry that when I saw this movie, I want to punch this guy in the face. And I look at this bust and I still want to punch him in the face. So it's.
And this happened on the Luther kit on the Luther, and it happened on the Swan. My biggest pet peeve when it comes to 3D sculptures is people raising up words that should be painted, words and tattoos and stuff. But on this, it works because that is supposed to be like a back patch, and that would be raised up with like that fuzzy material that those would have been made out of. So it works perfectly there on the back. I think this is a great piece.
I noticed, but I was okay with it for the same reason.
Yeah,
so.
It's how it's supposed to look. So this is fantastic. So Jerry, well done here, sir. This is beautiful. Beautiful piece. Just same with the Swan. He's got two really good ideas coming. And there's some more in the interview we're going to hear in a second about some of this. But I have the information here. Quarter scale Luther bust for $65 plus shipping. Fantastic. Contact on Facebook. I'll put all the links below, or just email him over at justpaintit@myyahoo.com. Gilbert from Red Dragon Model Works is doing an open box and paint up. I'll have those links down below as well on his social media page. And I'll have those, like I said, all those 3 links there. So if you're interested in seeing how this is being painted, great way to find it. But stick around. You'll want to watch this interview here with Jerry Frade because there are some giveaways buried inside there. Ooh, I got more pictures. So we have a few more. This is Gilbert over at Red Dragon Model Works. Here's how he's working on Red Dragon. There's the fingers and the bottles. There's the bottles. That little Budweiser label's awesome.
Both of them. Really cool. In fact, they went with, I think, 2 brown bottles and 1 clear bottle.
I have to go back to the movie and see if that's probably what it is in the movie. I'll bet it's a High Life bottle. One's probably a High Life.
Yep.
All right. Cool. So our guest this episode,
look
Jerry
who's
Frade.
It's Trixie, apparently.
You got Trixie, your door open?
Yep. Look, she's just sniffing now. She can jump up in a chair. By the way, I want to point out to everybody, there's the Bigfoot blanket I received. Now, let me show you what Trixie does for me, because, this is worth watch.
Oh, no.
Let's see what she's going to do.
This is so exciting.
Oh, not too bad. Usually she pulls the whole thing down. Oh, wait, she's not done. There we go. Look at her. It's in her mouth.
What?
Doesn't like how it is.
Good job, Trix. All right. Our guest this episode is Jerry Frade of Just Paint It on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So all his links will be there. Great little interview we got here with Jerry Frade about where he came from, how he got started. And he only, couple years, 3 years, 4 years have been doing this?
Yeah, I'm so tired of these people like hamming on you. I've only been doing this a little while. Look at, I guess I can paint.
Well, just think, you could have had all these years of practice.
I know. Instead, I waste my time with you.
I know. So enjoy, everybody. We'll catch you afterwards. All right, we are back with our guest, Jerry Frade. Thanks for joining us, Jerry.
Thank you.
Just Paint It on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all over the place. How are you, sir?
Good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
What you been working on lately? You got some new stuff coming. We just saw something in the new kids section that we got. Your Luther, and you want to talk about that a little bit? Some stuff you got going on, then we'll delve into your history a little bit.
Luther just launched just recently. Not just about a week or so, whatever.
Looks fantastic, by the way.
Thank you. And I'm just continuing the line. After Swan, now Luther, and I got a couple of other things coming up pretty soon too. So, on that line. So
I knew you were going to continue the line, and then I was kind of surprised that this one was a bust versus the figure on the other one.
Well, if you look at what is the most popular scene in the whole freaking movie, you know what I'm saying? It's like, they come out to play, so to capture a full figure, with that scene and everything, I think it would have been a little bit maybe too hard to do, or maybe too expensive or too complex, you know what I mean? So I wanted to keep it a little bit simple, but to capture part of that scene and just to bring it out. And, I will continue with more figures and stuff. But just so you know, I'll make the announcement here for you guys. I'm going to be launching in a few weeks the Swan in the bust size.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
very cool.
So that's going to be an option available pretty soon. So
is that based off the same sculpt as before or something?
Yeah,
different?
just maybe some little bit subtle changes and things like that. But other than that, it's going to be pretty much almost the same. So
fantastic. Very cool. So great announcement.
That's going to be coming out. So and then after that, I'm going to launch another figure.
Cool. Is this a 3D print?
Yes.
Okay. So, are the bottles a 3D print, or are those cast?
Yes. No, those are also 3D printed. Yeah.
3D printed.
So I initially was going to do just the solid, but then I said, well, maybe we could do a better effect with the clear. So I had to have the sculptor re-engineer a little bit, so it wasn't too flimsy. They were going to break.
Mm-hmm.
And I tested them clear, and it came out. I had to do a bunch of different tests on the clear because I was getting not a good print. They were getting messed up, so and I finally got it, and then it worked out pretty good. So there it is right there. We got them in the clear, and now I'm putting the two hands of solid and the clear in the box.
So cool. So you get two hand options. That's cool.
Yeah, so they got two hand options if they want to whatever. And I also put little beer labels on there too.
Cool. Let's real quick. Red Dragon Model Works. He's doing a paint up for you.
Yeah,
want to just plug him over there for a minute while I show some pictures?
Yeah, Gilbert is the first guy that I started watching videos on how to paint. So he's like my mentor and stuff. So I gave him the honor to do Luther, and he's been painting it up, and I think he finished it pretty much yesterday.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. I'm showing the pictures of the beer bottles he painted with.
Yeah, and he did a really nice job with the beer bottle. He did a nice job overall, but those beer bottles came out killer, man.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so he's on YouTube and on TikTok, on Instagram and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, go over there and check out the work that he's been doing because it's just outstanding, man. He did a really nice job on that.
Yeah, everybody, the links will be down below for Gilbert as well.
Yeah,
and Jerry's links will be there too. So let's just get into a little of your history now too. How did you get started in painting garage kits and models and prints?
It's funny, when 3D printing started, people were posting pictures and stuff like that of their prints, right? And I always wanted to get into, when I was a kid, I did some modeling and stuff like that, but I never really did a whole lot, you know what I mean? And so I was like, oh, wow, I was watching all these people print this stuff, but nobody was really painting them. So I was like, I was putting, oh, are you guys going to paint it? Or put some paint on it, it will look really nice if you paint it, you know what I'm saying? But nobody was they were just printing and posting the prints.
Yeah.
That's it. And that was just driving me crazy, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't buy a printer right away. I went out and bought some printed kits. I think the first printed kit I bought was from NY3D Creations because he was the only one that I found that was selling them at that time. So I bought a couple of kits and then I started looking for videos how to paint. There wasn't that much around at that time. You know what I'm saying? So, you have Matt Morozic, Vince Vale Customs, and then you had Red Dragon Model Works. So I was going to all these sites, trying to figure out how to paint. And I was going to mini painters and like historical painters and all those guys. I was trying to grab, information from everybody. And I only started painting like just before COVID.
Well, that was going to be my question. So you're relatively new to this. So you weren't like garage kit, anything. You just started with prints and.
No, like I used to see the Horizon kits and the Screaming kits and things like that, in the hobby shop. Because I used to go to hobby shops all the time because I have 4 kids.
Yeah.
So some of them, they always try to do some kind of hobby or something. And I always wanted to do models. I always wanted to do it, but I never really got around to doing it. until just before COVID. Yeah, that's when I first bought my first printer. I
Oh
bought the
wow.
original. I
Okay.
bought the original Mars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I tried it. I tested the printing stuff, and I think I got so pissed off at that thing, I put it in the closet for like a whole month or two or something like that. And then I pull it out again. I started messing around with it again, and then I started printing a little bit. But when I was watching a video from Red Dragon Model Works, he was doing an interview with George Stevenson from Black Heart Model,
Okay.
and he started showing pictures and things that Blackheart was coming out with. I didn't know nothing about garage kits. You know what I'm saying? Like those garage kits.
Yeah.
And I was like blown out of my freaking mind, bro. And I was like, oh my god, what's out there? So I started looking up, and I found Paul Gill. I found all these other guys. They were doing kits and stuff, and I was like, holy man. So I started getting into that. And to be honest with you, I like 3D printing, but I really love the resin cast kits. I really like those.
This is rare. Most people start and go the opposite way than the way you go,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool.
But to me, the hand sculpting is more art than you know what I'm saying. To me,
Yeah,
not that,
no, I
not
get
that
you
those
saying.
guys is not art, but it's different.
What part of the world are you in?
Right now, I'm in Jersey.
So okay. So you're out that way. So
out
you're in
this way.
the heartland of the garage kit guys, and you never came across anybody up until recently. Like,
Yeah, well, last year obviously was my first Jersey Fest. Because the first Jersey Fest I was going to go to is the one that they canceled because of COVID.
okay,
And then so when the Jersey Fest started again, I went to Jersey Fest, and and that was really cool. I went to Saul's class. That was awesome. And I got to meet a bunch of people. It was great, man. A lot of people knew who I was because of the YouTube and stuff, and they were coming up to me and stuff. That was really cool. Yeah, but I got to meet a lot of people there, stuff that was really awesome, And I'm really sad that they're not doing it this year, but.
so you must not. How big's your collection of kits at this point? Since you're relatively new.
I got a lot.
I'm starting to turn into the sky. I got a lot of stuff. I can't even put my feet down over here because I'm underneath my desk.
He's
I got
catching
stuff
up.
over here. Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's a mess. I would show you the room in my shelf, but I'm changing the floor in this room, and I got a mess of boxes plus all the stuff that I've been packing and printing. So I don't really want to show that area over there, but.
Well, let's go backwards even further. So did you grow up in Jersey? Are you from there your whole life?
Well, I was born in Jersey. I grew up here, but my parents are from Argentina.
Okay.
So there was a point in my life where I was getting myself into trouble because, after my dad left, my dad left my mom with 3 kids. And she had to really pretty much, raise us and support us and everything because my dad was dead. He just disappeared. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now my poor mom, she's got to work 3 jobs and, raise us. And so we grew up pretty poor. And I grew up in a rough neighborhood, and I grew up in the hood and stuff. So, it was tough. We didn't have money and stuff. And, mama had to work, like 3 jobs and stuff. So I was getting myself into a lot of trouble one day. And then she goes to me one day, she gave me the choice, really. She says, listen, you can stay here. But if here, your direction is not good. She goes, you're doing stupid shit. You're getting yourself into trouble. I was getting arrested because I was getting into fights all the time and everything like that. I was a heavy metal kid in a black neighborhood. So I'll just throw that right there. Just imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was into heavy metal back then, so, and then, so my mom goes, listen, either you can stay and get your ass kicked every day, or you can go to where your grandfather down in Argentina. So I was like, I'll give it a shot. I don't care. I'll try it. So she shipped me out there, and I pretty much did high school and started college down there and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
And then I came back after that.
Where at in Argentina?
In Rosario. It's like north of Buenos Aires. So
did you like it? Like, talk about wow.
It was a life-changing experience. It was like, I think it was the best choice that I ever made in my life, and I thank my mother for that because I probably would have ended up in drugs here or in jail or some shit. And she actually shipped me out. And
what Grandpa say when you got there?
He was tough. He was a tough man. but he was a good guidance, for me,
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And listen, it was life changing because it was one of the best experiences of my life. You know what I'm saying? Besides having kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That right there, that totally changed who I am today. So,
Wow. So when'd you
I
come
owe
back?
my mom.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. I was like 20, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I did a year of college because of I was chasing a girl. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
yeah.
I went to psychology. I don't know shit about psychology, man. So she was going to that, and then after that, it didn't work out. So
Yeah.
I ended up coming over.
Wait, how old are you? Who's close?
I am 56.
So you're in between Scott and I. All right.
Yeah.
What's your favorite heavy metal band?
Right now, I'm listening to Crocus.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been hooked on them for a little bit, and I've been listening. I listen to Great White. And,
Yeah.
Motley Crue. 80s shit. So
I just finished. We'll talk about this later. The rest of the show. I just finished putting all my vinyl into Discogs.
Wow.
And so I think it's over. I think it was like 709 vinyl. I haven't done CDs yet, but my girlfriend, she has a lot of old like 80s metal albums, and she has like an original Black Sabbath, like Paranoid, and some other like stuff that's in there. But then when you open them up, they're in like such shit condition. I'm like, no, or something. But there's a couple in there still that
money some of those can be worth.
Dude, I know, because that's Discogs will tell you the highest price that it's sold for and the lowest price, and then like the medium price that it normally goes to. But man, she has some really good like some really early Judas Priest stuff. She had the ACDC, the original Back in Black, and she had something else that shocked me.
Metal gold, man.
Yeah, the Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, like that album. Like, I love that album cover. I'd never seen it before.
They got some. Let me tell you something. 80s, I think 80s and early 90s, best album covers.
Dude, they're so freaking good. There's so many good ones.
There's so much stuff out there that you can just grab. And it was like when you opened it up, it was like a story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like, and then all you want to do is just read it, because it always has something going on. Or
one of the cooler ones she has, it's Alice Cooper, where it opens up the front like it's doors, and it's really, I really, really like what she had. But all right, anyway, back to models.
No, I want to talk about album covers first.
Yeah, talk about album covers.
Because I got to disagree a little bit. The 70s had some great album covers. Like,
yeah, you're right, because my sisters are older than me. Mm-hmm. They're like 9 and 10 years older than me, and they used to like. The reason why I got into heavy metal and things like that, well, heavy rock and whatever, because my sister got me into Kiss.
Okay.
70s. You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
that was really one that she had, and it was a Kiss. And it was all like cartoon looking in a circle. Oh, I wish I could go back. It's like one of the favorite ones I found in there. But man.
Well, I was a Yes fan, so I was more of a progressive rock fan.
Yeah. Yes.
And they had a artist, Roger Dean, that did all their stuff. And I loved Roger Dean's art. But yeah, there were a lot of them. Ken Kelly did a couple of the Kiss album covers, Destroyer and Love Gun, I know.
Yeah, Frade did a lot of album covers.
Molly Hatchet, I just bought 2 of them.
And then, but I also
so did
remember
Vallejo. He did one I got.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Remember the Emerson, Lake and Palmer brain salad surgery?
I had that.
The way that opened up, that Geiger album cover they had. So there were some good 70s album covers.
I bought that a couple years ago.
You're right.
Yeah.
70s, 80s, 90s. There's some good ones now. There's some shit album covers though.
They don't put the effort to it. I don't think now.
No.
Now, once they went to CDs, I think too. I mean, I love the CD format. I'm not a vinyl fan, but I do miss the album, the art, and the lyrics, and the jacket, and stuff like that. So I do miss that.
Yeah.
But CDs are just so much easier to store and keep.
Yeah.
And all that. So
well, that's what's next. That's what I'm entering next. Ooh. So how'd you get into printing? What made you say I'm going to do that? What was the first thing?
I like to tinker into like that new technology stuff, just to tinker into stuff. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. So, but
I know the feeling.
you know, so you know, the 3D printing like kind of blew my mind. I didn't like the FDM printing when I saw them doing FDM, but then when the resin printing came out, I was like, so I was like, all right. So that's when I bought a kit. Before I wanted to get into it, I wanted to see what it looked like and what it felt like. So I ordered a kit from NY3D, and I ordered a couple of kits in. I was like, holy moly, man, this stuff is cool. So then that's when I bought my first Mars. It was the first one that they launched, and it had more problems than you can shake a stick at. I had to do a bunch of mods to it just to make it work. And you know, then just started, you know, little by little, I started learning how to paint, you know, watching people's videos and picking up a little bit from here, a little bit from there, and then kind of come out with my style, you know, and things like that. But I used to go on those forums and I used to yell at people. I used to go, yo, put some paint on that thing, man. Don't just post the print, paint it. And then that's when it came out. I said, just paint it.
Yeah.
That's crazy talk.
Yeah, man.
Crazy talk.
So I was like,
crazy
you know,
talk.
it used to drive me nuts, but you know, so I just started learning how to paint, and then you know, that's where.
Well, you learned really well, so I sure would like to know what videos you were watching because you sure picked it up pretty quick.
Oh, you know, I always used to draw. That's one thing. You know, my mother. You know, even though we were poor and stuff. My mother used to try to get me to stay home, not go on the streets and stuff. So she knew I like to draw, and she used to buy me stuff for drawing and things like that. You know, and one of her coworkers gave her a big drawing desk, and she brought it home one day, and she put it in my room, and you know, I was surprised, and she had a bunch of coloring pencils and stuff like that. And I like to do that. I used to like to draw a lot, you know, things like that. But you know, doing models and painting, I used to love to watch people what they came out with, like, you know, especially like I used to be into like the military modeling, and I used to like to see what people came up with that. And you know, those guys, you know, they can paint their asses off, you know. But
I think even I used to watch people paint. There was a public access channel show. Scott, I don't know if you remember. There's a guy that would do like model cars once in a while and trains and show people how to do like enamel washes. And I think you can learn something from any kind of hobby video and bring it over to what you do. And I think people should branch out a little more and watch some military videos, watch some aircraft videos, and
that's
learn new
what
techniques.
I did. Yeah, that's what I did because I wanted to learn how to weather. So I found how to weather a car, a train, and all this other stuff.
Yeah,
I picked that up from there. But then, you know, like for figure painting, there wasn't a lot, you know, at that time. You know, you had a few guys, but you know, it wasn't like there were more minis and military than there was like what you see now is the larger figures like the, you know, Star Wars and Marvel and all this other stuff, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so
what made you decide, now I'm going to do my own YouTube channel then? How did you take that leap?
well, one day in one of the forums, I posted a couple pictures of stuff that I painted. I didn't think they were that good, you know, and you know, I had a amazing response. You know, people were saying, "Oh my God, how did you do that? How did you do this? You should do videos. You should do this, this, and that." I was like, I don't know about that. So I don't know. I don't know how it happened. I can't remember, but you know, I started doing with the face cam videos. My first videos on YouTube, they're made on face cam.
Yeah.
So and they weren't that great in quality and everything. But I said, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll record the way what I'm painting, and I started doing that. And that's it. It was pretty much that's how it took off. It wasn't, you know, planned really really well, but you know, that's how it took off pretty much.
When you, because I'm showing the Spock, I'm just going to show some pictures. Just I took some clips of your
all right, cool
screens of your channel. So like from Spock is one that I got there, and you're doing your skin blotching and all that. And this one, you go from Batman, and that's what I'm just going to real quick and then come back. You do. It's not like you're stuck in one genre either. You're kind of all over the place, which is great. So it gives everyone kind of a chance to see. And you even do some tool videos. You have your airbrush there. And what I do like is you actually do building stuff too. So you're building your swan kit. You're not just painting it. So I think that's great.
Yeah. So what I first started off with was it wasn't a lot, you know, there was a lot of these quick videos on how to do stuff. It wasn't really like detail how to go step by step, right?
Yeah.
So for a beginner like me, you know, at that time, you know, there wasn't a lot of like, hey, you know, I'm putting the paint this way and I'm doing this and this and that. then I'm using this glue to put it on, and then I'm doing this, or I'm using this to fill the gaps. So there wasn't a whole lot of that. There was just a lot of, hey, this is what I'm putting on. This is the color, blah blah blah. Going real quick. You got a 15-minute video, and you're gonna get a lot of hits.
Yeah.
If you watch my videos, they're like about 2 hours long. Some of them, and I'm only getting not that many hits. But you know what? I'm teaching you step by step. You seen them. You see how I'm doing it. You seen the mistakes that I make.
Yeah.
And I'm not hiding it. I'm just saying, oh shit, I fucked up. Let me fix this. But I put it all out there.
And
so,
I like that type of video, though. It gives people a chance. But I totally see that. I know what you're saying, because the same thing happens to us. Those long videos, people are like, I'm not going to sit here for 3 hours, and they only watch 5 minutes of it anyway.
I get that. Take what you want. Take what you want from it. That's what I say.
Good.
Take what you want from it. I'm putting it out there. You can scroll through it, and you take what you want, and just use whatever I'm putting out. If it helps you, great. Because I was in the same spot that you were in. I was trying to find somebody who's doing. How do you paint the eyes? I don't paint eyes, by the way. I use decals.
I wish I want to talk
Everybody
about.
Makes fun of me about that too. But and those are the two biggest videos that I have is how to do the decals.
Really? Okay. So let's talk, because I was looking at that.
One. Yeah.
So when did you decide to cheat and do the decals for the?
Oh, I was just waiting for you to throw out the C word. I was just waiting. I knew it was coming, Jerry.
Wow.
I knew it was coming. Okay.
Well, Evan's Designs been out. Not Evan's Designs. What is it? These guys. Archer.
Okay.
They weren't going out of business and everything. But I started using their eyes because.
So how do they sell them? Do they sell them by scale?
Yes.
Okay.
They're all different scales. Yeah.
So this would be, I think this, like Bill Wilson, who always asks us to do eye painting videos. Bill, here's your chance. Here's some eye decals information.
And it's not that I don't know how to paint eyes. I could do them. It's just, it's not an easy thing to do.
It sucks. I know.
It sucks. So what I found was when Archer went out of business, because I didn't have that many decals from them, and I didn't build up enough of an inventory to keep, for forever. I found this other guy is called Evolution X Studios.
Okay.
And he sells 2 sheets, and these are one is from a 1/6 scale to a 1/4 scale.
Okay.
One of the sheets, and all different colors, and even has a line of blank ones, so you can paint your own color in there.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And then now he recently came out with from 3.5 millimeter all the way to half scale, larger size.
Very cool. Okay, so then here's my question. When I was watching your video on how to do it, maybe I was watching part of it. Maybe you missed it.
That's okay.
Like, let's say you want him or her looking up. Do you just cut them in half and then put them on?
Yeah, you're gonna cut the piece that that's going in underneath the eyelid. Obviously,
okay.
You're gonna cut that piece off, and you gotta.
To me, that seems like it would be so much harder to try and match the 2 eyes cut perfectly.
No, once you get the hang of it, man, it's so much easier, man. I'm telling you. Give it a try,
I will.
I'll send you a set.
I will. I'll try it. I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though. But yeah, for people, check them out. Give that link, give the name again, and then I'll put
Evolution X Studios, they're on Etsy.
Okay.
All right. I'll send you the link later on.
Sure.
But yeah, and he actually ships it from Germany, but you get it within a week.
Cool.
You order, and they're not that expensive, and they're actually better than Archer because they don't break that easy.
Okay.
All right. So if you're newbie, they're not going to break on you that easy.
Scott, questions? You've been very quiet.
No, I was waiting for the cheat word to come out.
Yeah,
you did not disappoint. I'll tell you that. I knew it was coming, and I was just all right.
Man. And I'm totally kidding, by the way.
And when's this rolling in? And it's like, boom, there it is.
No, I'm totally kidding. It's not cheating. People do, like, there's tons of things. I think decals are fantastic for a lot of things. There's certain things you just can't paint. There's no way sometimes. And a decal.
Well, you're an artist. So maybe something like that for you might be a little bit easier for somebody like me.
Yeah.
But
But like even just on like trying to paint letters. Have you ever that's impossible to try and get them all the same?
Yeah, that's a pain in the ass. Yeah.
It's awful. It's terrible. But
I always tell my wife, I say, "Hey, babe, can you make me a cricket, whatever cricut?"
Oh, she's got okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, "Hey, babe, can you do this for me?"
Yeah,
So, you know what I'm saying?
So my dad recently got one of those, and I've been trying to decide if I want to get one for stuff around here to do. Is it worth? Do you use a lot of stuff off of there to do?
She does it, not me. I did a couple things up here, but she likes to do a lot of arts and stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a hobby reason to.
Yeah, she's a teacher, so she does a lot of things for her school and stuff like that. So.
Tell her I'm sorry.
Well, she's a special ed teacher, but
I'm just as sorry because that's my girlfriend too.
Yeah, listen, man.
I don't know how they do it.
She's my hero. So
yeah. Oh man. So what does she think of all this?
She's very supportive.
Yeah.
She's helped me. The cards that for the kid to come in the kids and everything. She's helped me with a lot of this stuff, man.
Great. Who did your logo with the Voorhees? That's awesome.
Which one?
The Voorhees logo with the paintbrush?
There's I don't know if you've seen them on the forums and stuff like that. It's a logo animator or something like that. No, a logo something design. I can send you the link if you want.
That's fantastic. I really like
it was like $30, dude.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need one because
you aren't doing anything. Is that?
Wow.
No, but I mean, So that one wasn't too bad. It was $30. I think they charged me or something like that for that logo.
Oh, I love it. That's good.
So, like Jason mentioned, you're all over the place with what you
genres and the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you paint stuff based on, hey, that's a cool sculpture, or do you say, oh yeah, I remember that movie or that show or whatever?
Yeah, a little bit of both. I do like more modern stuff. Even though I do like some of the classics, like the Universal, certain ones I like. Things like that. I painted a Lugosi. I do love the Mummy is my favorite. But then after that, I'll go into the more modern horror, sci-fi. I'm a big sci-fi fan, so things like that, And then there are other things here and there that I like. If it looks good and if I like it, I want to paint it.
I think that's a good way to do it.
Have you thought about doing ships yet? Like Millennium Falcon or an Enterprise or anything like that?
Yeah, we actually like I don't know if you guys know this, but on Saturday, a lot of Saturdays we do a group paint up on video on live. It's called The Way of the Dragon.
I have seen that come across. Yeah, yes,
The Way of the Dragon is a bunch of us that want to learn how to paint figures and things like that. But we're actually going to step into painting a Viking ship. We have one of the guys that they're doing the paintings. They actually you got car builders, ship builders, military stuff guys, and all want to learn how to do figures, right? But actually, one of the guys who actually does a beautiful job with ships. I mean, I'm talking like this scale, like this, with wood and everything. So we're going to build a Viking ship, and he's going to teach us how to do the wood stains and all that stuff like that. So
that's awesome.
So we're looking forward to that. But as far as like Millennium Falcons and stuff like that, I can get into that. But right now, I'm like really into figures, and I got so much shit to do already. I don't want to go to starting something else right now. So,
oh man, for advice for people just getting started, let's start with printing, because you mentioned that you wanted to just throw the thing against, like, put it away for a while.
Yeah.
Advice to people who want to get into 3D printing. What would you tell them?
There is a little learning curve for that, and also you got to be careful because the stuff, can really hurt you. It's not like it's a chemical that you're putting in, and it's an irritant, I guess. You got to be careful. You got to be patient. Just take your time. Watch what other people are doing. That's not the way I learn, and just take your time doing it. And test. That's the best advice that I can give. So.
And I think the learning curve for people who just get it, it is easy to quit.
Yes.
And walk away and go, oh, this is not going to work. Stick with it. It'll come.
Yeah.
For people who just get into painting, what's your advice to them other than just paint it, which I think is great advice?
I mean, don't be scared. I mean, people are scared. They're scared to using an airbrush. It's a tool, right? I love using airbrush. I can hand paint pretty good, but if you're going to do larger scales, don't be afraid to grab an airbrush and try and test it. It's a tool. Don't be scared. just what I tell people is do light layers every time. Thin layers go a long way. Don't be caking paint on, even with the brush. Just do very thin layers, and and be patient and just take your time. That's all you got to do. If you're getting frustrated, just walk away from it. That's it. And come back to it another day. I mean, but you're not going to learn overnight. I didn't learn overnight.
I'm still learning stuff. I've been doing this forever, and there's something like every day there's something I'll come across.
Every day I learn something new. And every day I pick up some new little thing here and there. And I finally was able to come up with my little technique, but it's not my personal thing. I picked up things from everybody and just put it all together. That's all I did.
Yeah. What are you working on now?
Well, I'm working on my own paint up for Luther, which I got here, and I don't like the hair, so I'm going to repaint the hair. It came out too reddish, so I'm going to redo that. I have a kit from Hen. Can you see that right there?
Yeah, I can.
This is from Heng Hilger.
Yep.
Hang model kits. This is the
I'll put a link to his stuff too below.
Yeah, hangmodelkits.com. This is the second one from the Mad Max series that I'm going to be doing. All right. And this is a great kit. His stuff, these are cast in resin. These are not 3D prints. Okay.
Yeah.
And his stuff is just amazing. And the way that everything fits is perfect. You know what I'm saying? He's like amazing. This is the one that I painted for Jersey Fest.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And that's Mad Max. All right. And then I'm working on I want to make sure I say his name right. And Andy Calacantes.
I'm gonna go with that.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me too.
All right. And this is a zombie thing.
I love that piece. That is a really cool.
He's out of Greece.
Yeah.
So, okay. And then and I'm starting to work on the Blade Runner series from Paul Gill.
Very
all right.
cool.
I'm working on I'm doing a mod on the base.
So you are not a one kit kind of guy at a time. You are kind of
No, and I usually got like about 4 or 5 kits going at the same
Okay.
time. So yeah.
Do you have a paint brand you want to recommend, or what? Any good paints you've been using lately?
Monument Hobbies, man. And their skin tone stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
I love their skin tone. Yeah, I mean,
Their
guys,
skin tones are great.
If you're gonna start with a paint brand, Monument Hobbies.
Yes, I agree 100%. Great company to start with.
And it goes through the airbrush really nice too, and everything, man. I haven't really touched anything else, to be honest. Vallejo, I have a lot of Vallejo, but I use those for other things. But if I'm doing skin tones, Monument Hobbies.
Yep. I agree completely.
So do you use those for brush painting as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they're made for brush, but they thin down really well. Like
really well.
Really well. What airbrush are you using?
I did a review on a Galeri. And I've been using the Galeri Mobius 0.2.
You like it?
Dude, I painted maybe 6 kits with this thing, and I have not thoroughly cleaned this thing. I haven't, and look at it. Look what it still looks pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This thing is so good. It is so. The only thing I wish, and I talked to the guy from Galeri, he says they're going to come out with it, is a taller trigger.
Okay.
I I switched the trigger on. This is a Sotar 2020.
And
I put it because I got big hands, so I put a taller trigger on it for my big hands, and and I get a little more precise with the taller trigger, where this one is a little bit lower, and I'm kind of clumsy with it. But this airbrush is amazing, dude.
Galeri.
And I'm going to do a review soon on their 0.3 version of this.
Okay, cool.
All right, so that's going to be.
Everybody keep an eye out for that. That's awesome.
Yeah, but this airbrush, guys, it's cheap. It's not that expensive. All right.
Nice.
And I got a coupon code. I'll send it to you so people can use it, get 20% off.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So, or go to the link of that video and you can find it there. The video I did the review for.
Okay. We'll do that. Put that one.
But
that's awesome.
that airbrush is amazing. Yeah. So
I want to thank you for. God, it seems since the beginning you kind of supported us.
Yep. Thank you.
yeah, man. I mean, when I found you guys, man, I was like, oh man, they got more stuff about garage kits and this and that. So I was like, I got totally hooked, man. I was like, yeah. I started going back to the old episodes and everything. Because I think I caught you like guys like around the 20-something episode or something.
Oh my
like
God, you have brain damage. At this point for
Pretty
watching
much.
that
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
So I want to say thank you to this. So you gave us 2 things to give away.
Yes.
So we have a swan,
Yep.
the 1/8 scale swan,
Yep.
and I'm not going to take it. So we have this, and we also have 2 1/4 scale Luther bust. So we have
Yep.
these 2 right here, and I want to give these away next episode. Well, this episode for next episode. But the only way to get these is you have to be a subscriber over on Just Paint It. So
and Model Club TV.
yep, here and Gilbert's channel. You want to give that away again?
Yeah, that would be great. Gilbert, Red Dragon.
Red Dragon.
Red
So I'll
Dragon
put up the
model
links.
work, yeah.
Yep, we'll put up the links for all those places. So the only way to get into this one is to say I subscribed down in the comments. So we have our Warriors Luther and Swan. We'll be giving 2 of those away. So thank you so much for those. So in the next step, in the comments of this episode or the giveaway next episode, type I subscribed, but you had to subscribe to all 3. Just Paint It, Red Dragon, and this one.
Model
Ours.
Club.
I'm guessing everybody did. So thank you so much for these. Someone's gonna do this Luther. It's awesome.
You know what I like about it? I've only seen this movie maybe once in my life. Okay. They used to show at midnight show at River Oaks in the old days, Jason.
That's
Okay.
where I saw most of my movies growing up.
So but I remember when this guy came on with the bottles and you just want to punch him in the fucking face. Okay. And I'm looking at this picture and I still want to just punch him in the face.
He's got one of those kind of faces. Yep.
Yeah, he does. You're just like, oh, you're such a punk. I just want to punch you right in the face.
Yeah.
So, you know, I look at it and go, well, they captured that pretty good because it still makes me mad. So
yeah, let's talk about. So it takes a lot to decide to put out your own kit. What made you start with the Warriors?
I know you're in a bunch of those Patreons. And don't tell me it pisses you off when people vote for the same freaking thing all the time.
It is the worst. I hate the voting system that a lot of those do.
Yeah, and then the other thing is that it's not just that; it's just every creator's coming out with the same
things over and over.
So you know, you got so many people out there that are actually doing some great work, and that they're doing the same thing, and they're not trying to, you know, to be diversify or you know, do something different, and it drives me crazy. So, you know, I actually recommended the Warriors to a bunch of a couple of pages that I was on, you know, like Kutan and then CA3D and a couple other ones, right? And oh yeah, bro, we'll look into it. Okay, yeah, all right, whatever. So one day, I don't know, I was talking to a couple of guys, and they said, "Well, why don't you freaking do it?"
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, you know, I was like, you know, I was debating on doing that and stuff like that, and I was like, you know what? Let me look into it. Let me tell you something. It's not easy.
So let's go through that process.
Yeah.
So how did you find a sculptor? Number one.
Well, I asked a couple of people. I know you know, I became really good friends with Hang from Hang Model Kits, and I spoke to Mike from NY3D, and then I spoke to another fella, and you know, a couple of names came around, but you know, Arthur Begnet from B3D came up. His name came up a few times, and I was like, all right, let me check this guy out. So I sent him a message, and we just started talking and things like that, and you know, from there, and then you know that, you know, and he was like, dude, you know, at first he never watched the movie, so I'm trying to explain to him what I want, right? And he's like, oh, bro, what about this and what about that? And I'm sending him pictures and said, dude, did you ever watch the freaking movie? And he goes, no. I says, I'll pay for the CD. You go buy it. And he goes, wait a minute. Oh, it's on one of my streaming network. I'll go watch it tonight. He watched it and he fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's when he came up with that pose. He was the one who designed the doors. I didn't ask him for the doors.
It's fantastic.
He was the one that just came out with the doors, you know, and he says, oh, look. I was like, what? I didn't ask you for that. That was like, So now you're making it more complicated for me because I got to print this shit. You know what I'm saying? But it came out amazing because the trade is a big part of the story.
It totally is. It's a character in that movie.
So I was like, yeah, this has to be done. So okay, fine. So we'll put it in. But he just just banged it out, man. It was like, holy crap, man. He did a really nice job. And same thing with Luther. So I didn't know which kit to start with. As far as I picked the movie because that was one of my favorite movies growing up. Right.
Yeah.
I got a few movies in my head that I want to do, but I'm not going to be like this big producer either, because this is a lot of work. So I found Arthur, and then he sends me the files, and so Mike says, listen, there's a couple of things that we can do, we can fix, and maybe improve, but he's also set up the printer, the file for me to print, and the more effective and easiest way, and for me to get less fail prints and things like that, and to be more efficient. You know what I mean? Just the way I set it up, it wasn't efficient enough. Where I could print maybe like a whole kit in one plate. He was able to do that for me and everything like that. The supports and all that stuff, even more, so it didn't damage the kit too much and things like that. So it was a little bit involved that he actually helped me a lot with. So, and he was a big part of the whole thing too.
Very cool.
Yeah. But then after that, and then we did that, and then I started, ordering boxes for packing and all the stuff that goes in there. So it was a lot of work to get to that point. You know what I mean? And yeah, so
how many printers you running now?
I just got 2.
Just get 2, okay.
Well, I got 3, but I got the old Mars, but I barely used that one for anything. So,
yeah.
So
and this is a conversation that came up with Scott and I this week, and I think a little bit stemmed from the other episode. Is Scott do you want to talk about what you had a conversation with Paul about? Because it kind of fits in about how the market is going to play out a little bit.
Right. So Jason and Paul like to go back and forth sometimes, and all good fun. They like each other. But Paul called me up, and we were talking about the amount of 3D kits that were at WonderFest this year, which there were a lot. And basically the gist of it is that what's going to happen is, if you're a producer and you have a 3D kit that you commissioned, it's still going to be a lot like the garage kit hobby in that you're the only one they're going to be able to get that. Okay. But then you're also going to have the guys that are on the Patreons, and they pay for the selling thing. And you're going to have 3 or 4 guys all selling the same thing.
Yep.
And then you're going to be price warring.
Yep.
Okay. So it's, so I think Paul was relieved when he kind of came to that realization that traditional casting isn't going to go away. Traditional sculpting isn't going to go away. It's more of a merge, the way I see it. It's more of a merge. There is going to be more 3D stuff out there. Okay. Yes. But it's, like I said, it's going to be one of those two things. It's going to be either you have your own thing, like I had some of my own things, or you're going to be selling somebody else's stuff because, you bought the rights to do it. And when you're on these Patreons, it's nothing to join and be able to sell prints. Like, oh, here, pay me $5 more a month and you can sell as many prints as you want. If I was those guys, I wouldn't do it, but they must be making a shit ton of money and not care,
Well, the 2 things that could happen out of that is that they're going to be selling those kits anyway. Mm-hmm. So might as well make the $5 out of it. You know what I mean?
Well, true. True.
So but the thing that you're saying has what you're saying is like what I see is people are going to sell 3D prints kits, and they're going to be successful. Are going to be the exclusives guys.
Yes.
Like David Horvath and guys like that, and NY 3D Creation when he makes his own exclusive kits, because he sells a little bit of both.
Right.
But I think the exclusive kits are going to be the ones that are going to sell. That's what I think. And like you said, I don't think the cast is going to go away because there's still a demand for it. I still want to buy more cast kits than 3D print, to be honest with you. But that's because what I love, that hand sculpted, kits and stuff like that, or
Right.
just the feel of that resin,
I look at it and go, I'm going to buy what I like. So if it's a traditionally cast kit, I'm going to buy it.
Yes.
If I can buy a file,
yes.
I'm going to buy it. I do have trouble buying 3D kits because I'm like, I could just print it if I had the STL,
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is still going to come to that if I want it.
But I think you touched
I'm still gonna have to buy
you
it.
touched on it there with mentioning David Horvath and Nostalgic Resin Productions. The two of you, I think, are doing what the future is going to be right now. I think you're there, and that those are the people that are going to kind of survive at the shows. This year at WonderFest, someone else had the same thing I was selling. Jamie had something that someone else was selling. So you're going to get that overlap. But if you're designing and paying to have your own sculpts made, and the only way to get them is through a print that you printed, I think that's the way, or a print that you paid to have printed and have at your table. That's where I think most people are going to go. And I think you're going to still be casting bigger parts or parts that make more sense to cast, and print parts that, like, it's going to, like Scott said, it's going to be a merger. But I think that's the future, what you two are doing.
Well, you see it with Paul Gill, and you've seen, I think, with Worthling and stuff like that. There are printing parts. There are casting printed parts. You know what I'm saying? So, because it might be too difficult to do it as a traditional sculpt or whatever, but, you get a little more detail. But still, the main piece is still being hand sculpted and stuff. So,
yeah,
I like that. I like that a lot. So,
well, yeah, like the kit Jeff did, the Big Trouble in Little China, the gun.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to build the gun.
Yeah, Paul did the Blade Runner one with the building that was
3D sculpt.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Jeff didn't want to sculpt a gun, but they found one. They found a file for one.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, can you print this, this size for me? And then when he sculpted, he says, I need an eighth of an inch bigger. Can you make an eighth of an inch bigger? Yeah, okay. So, I made it. That was their prototype.
Yeah.
But, and I looked at this gun going, man, I don't know how they're going to cast this thing. I would just print them. But,
probably better off just printing them.
So yeah, you are going to get a lot of that. Jesse's done it with his latest kit. A lot of it, frankly, you almost couldn't cast. And that is one thing I do like about the 3D printing, is the stuff you can do that there's no way in the world you could cast it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I've seen amazing casting work from Japan and stuff like that over the years that I marvel at and go, how the hell did they do that? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like stuff that I get from Hang, I'm like, this is amazing. Some of the stuff that he does and how they fit.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah. So yeah, it's amazing. But again, I look at it, it's all figure modeling to me. So it's embrace it.
Yes.
One thing Jason and I said, I don't know
if a
lot of people are ready to buy them yet. Okay. I had what I think is a really nice Kong piece on my table, and I sold a bunch of minis. Okay. I sold like 8 of them small, and I had a nice bust. Now, I sold one bust to a guy that pre-ordered it. And that was it. And I came home with like 5 of each. And I don't get it. They were reasonably priced, and
well, I heard that things were a little different this year at WonderFest. As far as spending and this and that. Who knows? Maybe the economy had something to do with it.
Yeah.
So
it was a strange year. So.
Yeah. By the way, I'm trying to get a table at WonderFest. So
I just put in for the waiting list today.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, me too. Damn,
it's so weird. Well,
but it just. I think maybe they need to look if they're going to get so many people on the waiting list. Maybe they need to look at a different venue, or like you guys suggested, maybe putting all the T-shirt guys in another room, or opening it up,
or limiting the amount of tables you can buy. Like
I get that, but it's like I'm trying to. I'm going to make a little announcement. So Hank Hilger is trying to get his stuff out. So he wanted me to represent him. So we became good friends. So he wants me to represent him here in the U.S.
That'd be great.
And we were going to try to go into Jersey Fest, but they canceled. So
yeah.
But we were going to try to get into WonderFest. So so we're trying to get in.
But this goes okay.
this is a new dealer. And stuff like that.
But no, this goes exactly to what Scott and I were talking about last episode, and how Jamie, I think it was off episode, that if everyone, I think it was Jamie that said it, maybe it was Scott, I don't know who I credit with this piece of genius. So if everyone at WonderFest just goes and re-reserves their table, the following year you get nobody new, and there's no opportunity for a new person to get into that show. So you're going to keep seeing the same old things over and over and over again. Whereas here you and Hang want to get a table and you can't, and you have stuff that no one at WonderFest has seen at WonderFest before ever. Yeah. So that goes to the argument we've been trying to make for the last couple of weeks. It just, there's something weird
and that's
going
too
on.
Where I look at the t-shirt dealer. Okay. And it's nothing against the t-shirt dealer.
No.
Okay. But this is a model kit show. Okay. So how about we cater to the model kit people? Okay. Now, the other side of this, okay, because I've talked about limiting tables too. Okay. The other side of that, though, on the limiting tables is you've got guys that buy multiple tables, and I'm not going to pick on them because I'm not picking on them.
We know
Steve Iverson.
They're good friends.
Steve Iverson has the
Worthlings. They get three.
Has a bunch of tables. But Steve has always got those tables, no matter how deserted WonderFest is. If WonderFest had trouble selling tables, Steve always bought, X amount of tables. So it's hard to say to that guy all of a sudden, hey, now you can only have this many tables.
Yeah,
so that's an issue as well. Okay.
Yeah.
But so I don't know what the solution is.
There's only one, and no one wants to hear it. That's the thing. And that is a new place, a new venue that's bigger. And that's not going to happen. So,
well, it's not going to happen for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Is it? Or one?
Yeah, they're locked in.
I know they're locked in for the next one. So
yeah. So I mean, Hank said he used to do a show for comics, and they would try to get new people to come in. So people can lock in for 2 years. But if you lock in for 2 years, then you have to rotate out for at least a year. And let somebody new in.
That's a way to do it.
Something like.
But it's something that really, and then this is more evidence that needs to be looked at. And our opinions, of course, don't matter
on the show. So
true.
I know a lot goes into it, and
a ton. Yes,
that's why I like Jersey Fest, because it was all about figures.
Yeah,
and you could just go crazy and just put But I was kind of hoping that I wish that it would continue, because it's 20 minutes from my house. So you know what I mean. So it would have been convenient. But I really had a lot of fun last year. I mean, I even did I think I won a bronze with one of my kids. So I think I did pretty good for my first time. All
right, shifting gears completely. I kind of have this problem. That's not it, and it's one of many.
Penicillin will work really good on it.
Anytime I since we do YouTube, you do YouTube, like I feel like anytime I do something, I should be recording it, and then I feel like anxiety about having to paint and record it. Do you get that whenever do you record everything you paint for your channel, or you do some stuff just for yourself and some stuff for the channel?
I'm going to put it this: 90% of the stuff that I do, I record.
Yeah.
But if you have anxiety just putting yourself out there, because I have the same problem, I just put my hands out there.
Yeah.
Most of my videos, all you see is this.
Yeah, that's true.
And
mine's more of having to because it's so much work to get it all going.
Yeah.
Instead of just, okay, I'm just going to paint for a bit. And I'm like, dang, I should be recording it.
No, but I just hit freaking record, bro. I don't what software are you using to record?
I shoot through OBS.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Yeah. So yeah, I have all templates ready to go. I don't know if you do that.
Oh yeah, I got
Yeah, same thing. So yeah, just hit record, man. Just fucking paint,
just video it.
Yeah,
just
then I edit everything later on.
Yeah,
and another thing that I found that was easier is doing the voice over the video.
Yes, I've noticed that as well.
Yeah, the last few videos I did that, and that just saved me a ton of
And
freaking
speeding it up. Like speeding up helps too a lot.
Yeah.
Just
Cool.
record it.
Just record it.
Just
Yes.
record it. Yep. That's
Oh,
gonna be
man.
Jason's new channel. Just
It
record.
is. That is so cool.
Jason's new channel is going to be how to fix the kid I dropped. Okay. So I hope when you send him anything, Jerry, double wrap it. Okay.
Yeah, I actually did put a lot of.
He did that box. That was awesome.
Because-
Well packed box.
Frankly, he's a house ape. Okay. It's. I swear to God, I don't know how like eggs make it from the grocery store to his refrigerator.
Eggs. I don't buy eggs. What are you talking about? Don't buy anything. Well, Jerry, thank you so much for joining us. This has been great, and such a short notice too.
Yeah, thank you for having me too, man. I appreciate it.
And thank you for the giveaways.
Shout outs. Thank you so much.
Let's do those shout outs again. So in order to win the kits, let's do those.
Yeah, just subscribe to my channel, Just Paint the YouTube. Head out to Red Dragon Model Works on YouTube and subscribe to him. And obviously, you got to be subscribed to him, Model Club TV.
Yep.
Are you going to do this separate, or are you going to do one big?
They'll be separate. It'll be for two people. So two people have a chance of winning those.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Yeah.
So cool. All right.
So I hope people participate, and thank you everybody for watching me and watching these guys over here.
These knucklehead.
But thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you coming on, and I really appreciate you making a channel with Garage Kid stuff.
Jerry, if you ever need a guest to boost the ratings, I'm your guy.
Yeah, I'll have you on my channel there, Chase, Scott.
Because this dullard here will put people to sleep. He's like an insomnia tape.
And we can start our own movie channel. How about that?
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a great idea. I'd love to see that, actually.
There you go.
I would love to see that. But yes, please, everybody go subscribe to Just Paint It. Great channel, great stuff. Thank you, Jerry, for joining us. This has been awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jerry.
Peace. Thank you.
That was Jerry. Thank you, Jerry Frade, for joining us. So we also have, don't forget the giveaways. We have the 1/8 scale Swan from I hate that that's covered up. 1/8 scale Swan, 1/4 scale Luther. And to win these, you have to be subscribed to Model Club TV, Red Dragon Model Works, and Just Paint It. All of that will be over on the links down below. Scott, what do they have to type? I'm subscribed, right? Or something?
I'm subscribed. Yes.
We don't even
I forgot.
Yeah.
It's been more than 10 minutes. So
watch the interview. I'll remember what it is. All right.
And
Workbench. Scott, do we have anything for the workbench? Not really. With the holiday, I didn't have a chance to do anything. I started painting a golem, a little tiny golem miniature. I know you probably haven't been painting anything. I've been building some stuff, but that's what I started painting. I still have my Mask of the Red Death sitting here. I still have my Santa sitting here. Ugh. All right. Emails, voicemails, and corrections. We have a correction. And I knew this when we did this last episode. And someone talked me out of it. I listened to somebody. The Hulk was painted by John Diaz. That was a John Diaz paint job. So we had it in the notes, and then we got confused, and we took it out.
No, we didn't get confused. You got
I had it right, and then you confused me and said, "Are you sure?"
Because on the thing it said painted by someone else.
I know. Okay. That's what I know. Anyway,
so that's my fault.
That is because you pointed it out.
Oh, no problem.
But I had it right. I had it right in the first place.
I will let you make errors on this shit show from now on. Okay.
All right. Our next, we have a voicemail. I am convinced I have figured out who the Joker is and the Ghost of Tucky. And here's how we're going to do it. We are going to first play this Joker voicemail, and then I'm going to read you an email from someone. And tell me if you notice similarities. Here we go.
Okay.
Oh, did you enjoy WonderFest, or were you just going through the motions? This is the Joker, and I watched videos of you two Jekyls, or Heckles, or whatever you two chumps are, just bored to tears. Yeah, same old thing every year. Like somebody posted on your comments section of your videos. Not everything ages like a fine wine. Sometimes it turns into prudes and it's sour and tasteless. Who knows?
I like prunes.
Are you two still glutton for punishment to go again and drive each other crazy? That's on you. Oh, by the way, I wouldn't go anyways because it's just too much same old nostalgia, and that only can take you so far for 30, 40 years. It goes nowhere. You're still that same person. Right, Harley? Oh, for sure, Mr. J. Anything you say. Yeah, they're just bored as little men, yeah. Bye-bye, darlings.
I like that he calls us darlings. It's pretty cool. Well, thanks, Joker. All right. We have an email from one Logan Taurus, also known as Scuzzfink. So for those frequenters over at the clubhouse, you know who's Scuzzfink. So let me read you this email and tell me if it seems familiar to what you just heard. You stated the problem, what's going on with WonderFest. Number 1, it's aging out, all creativity and newness is gone. 2, nostalgia is core base of this hobby and it's coasting fumes. There is some interest, but as much as 10 to 15 years ago. Seller fatigue, number 3. It seems like the same group signs up every year, regardless if the sales are there. It's ingrained in some. Like that old guy bringing his toy crap in those old beat up wood glass cases. I'm sure he travels every MonsterCon and looks like the same stuff as year and year before. What's the point? Number 4, WonderFest needs new blood, not the same batch of sellers year after year. 5, if you're a seller, are you guaranteed you're going to make $4,000 or more? Are you? Because gas is not cheap, hotel and food are not cheap, and are you going to recoup the money spent and paying for a table? I noticed Monster Dork didn't show up. The attendance looked a bit down this year. Time's marching on, so to speak. 6, WonderFest needs to figure out how to boost interest. As Jason said, it's not the same. Why go? I won't go because I'd rather mail order than trek that long drive. It's becoming like almost every convention. Same people year after year. 7, no real excitement of upcoming model kits as it used to be. 8, same guys attending those workshops as well. And once in a while, a young kid. That will save the hobby. Not. Number 9, for the last 5 years, I watched WonderFest on YouTube. It hasn't gotten any better, just the same. So in closing, it won't get any better unless he switched words. Should I read the sentence the way he typed it or fix it?
No.
And so in closing, it won't get any better unless somebody in charge is willing to change. You can print this. That's the Joker, baby. I got you, Logan. Got you, Scuzzfink. But keep calling in as a Joker. It's fine. And as John Tucky. So I want to go over some of these points. All of them are good points in a way. But none of these are the reason I go to WonderFest anymore. Scott, what's the reason you continue to go to WonderFest?
I'm a star.
Besides that.
No. I go to
see if it's
hang
the same
out,
reason.
have fun. I spent almost nothing this year. When I say almost nothing, I spent $150 on old Aurora kits. So it's like I bought no resin. I bought no 3D printed. You know, it's...
So like me, the only reason you go is to see your friends.
Yes.
That's why. It's the only reason I go to WonderFest is to see my friends that I normally don't get to see. And I think that's the reason most people go. Yes, some of this is very valid. But it's hard for me to take his opinion when he never goes. Like, you're watching YouTube videos. His comments about the guy that has the same stuff in the wooden case every year. Jamie made friends with that guy and bought 3 things from him. So, and this was her first time going. So some of that stuff he brings is marketable to somebody because she bought some stuff from him. I get the no excitement about upcoming model kits, but that's been like that even before printing. The thing that ruined that was the internet, because everyone sees everything before the show now. There's some people that keep things secret. My number 5, if you're a seller, are you guaranteed you're going to make $4,000 or more? No. So to break even, what do you got to make? I want to just real quick for us to break even. What do you say? $100 in gas? Let's just say $100 in gas.
Okay.
$100 in gas. Hotel is $350 for the weekend. 4? What did I pay? If you're just staying Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, it's about 150 a night, 160 a night.
Okay.
With the taxes and stuff. Don't go by what the WonderFest rate is, because there's about $30 in taxes and shit added on it.
So you're with hotel and gas, if you're a driver like us from the Chicago area, about $500 just for hotel and gas. Ish. Food, you eat anyway, so it doesn't matter. Food doesn't count. The table is what, 300?
350.
350. So now you're looking at 850 you have to break even. That's tough. But then you have people like the Worthlings who rent a van and have a lot farther to drive, come up a day early, so their hotel room is they come up on Thursdays, right? So they're there earlier, so they're more than $500 for that. So yeah, you have to clear a lot to get it. And again, I don't think the point of the show anymore is to sell anything. It's to see your friends, in my case. Selling and buying stuff's on the side.
Fun for guys like us. We split a table.
Yes.
Okay, so we both pay half.
But if you're a lone person.
And I didn't make that much this year. Okay. But that's not the reason I go. So I have gone and done okay. I've never done $4,000 worth of business. Maybe once. I did $4,000 worth of business. I've sold out more than one time though, because I don't bring that much. I'm not that large scale of a producer when I do something. And I know people like the Worthlings, people like George, people like Jesse, people like Filmies. They've made a lot of money there, because they have a following and they're selling good product, and you get, Jesse drives all the way from Florida.
Yeah.
He gets there on Thursday. He used to get 3 tables. Now I think he's down to 2. I know he's not going anymore for a while, for the foreseeable future, if ever. But, again, and then, he brings people with him, too, that sometimes to help out, which I'm sure he feeds and stuff like that. So it's
a lot to cover.
Expense to it. Now, if you have a good show, you still do it right. But it's, again,
his number 4 point, WonderFest needs new blood and not the same batch of sellers year after year. It's something we just talked to Jerry about.
Yeah.
You got to make room for new people. And I agree with that point.
Yeah. I just don't know what the good solution is. Because like I said, it's you've got guys like, Steve Iverson, who always has a bunch of tables. But the guy has been there when they couldn't sell out too. So how do you tell them, no, you can only have 2 tables? Okay. Right. Because you do, hey, the old guy with the wooden boxes, guess what? He's been there every single year since I've been going to WonderFest.
And he's super nice
there in that same spot. And he is a super nice guy. He's actually bought my Kong built up when I first did it. So he's a big King Kong fan. So how do you say no?
I want Logan. Come to WonderFest next year. I want to hang out.
You give him some Malort.
I think, yes. Let's do some shots of Malort, Logan. I think he's afraid people are going to catch up to him for all the crap he's posted over on the Clubhouse.
Yeah.
But
hey, you know what? I was banned from the Clubhouse, so
that's true. And you still, yeah. All right,
Look at me.
we have one last email. It's a very short email section. Hi, Jason. This is from Joe Heil. Hi, Jason. I hope that you're enjoying your summer break and that it all is great with you. Any chance we could see pics of your collection in the next Model Club TV episode? During my interview on your show, you mentioned that we had very similar interests in our collection, so I'm very interested to see your kits, statues, and build-ups. And my Kathy says hello to both of you and your better half, which is up there. Joe. So I emailed him back and said, I would love to, but my collection room has a ton of bags from the bag lady upstairs stuffed around, and I need to dust. So my promise is by next episode, I'll get some collection pictures available for that episode. So they're coming, Joe. I promise. And since I did it on here, it has to happen now. So that's the show, everybody. That's all we got. We got a great gallery. Got some cool stuff here at the end. There'll be a nice blooper from Scott before we started recording. Anything else, Scott?
Is it a blooper or is it just something you found?
Yeah,
fun?
I thought it was funny. The barbecue, September 1st. Let us know if you're coming. If you need help finding a hotel, let us know. We will help you out. We love you. Bye, everyone. Say goodbye, Scott. Like, actually say goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Hey, and check me out. We didn't even mention this.
Yeah, we did right in the beginning.
Did we? Oh, yeah, we did.
Say it again.
Okay.
But people won't even know. We have to stop so many times an episode
My nipple.
for Scott's camera to refocus. And we never had to do that once, which has cut down the time.
I know, and check this out. I mean,
Dude,
I
it's
can
awesome.
do stuff like
Show it up
this would
close.
always screw us up. I would do something like this.
And it would throw it
I'd
out
pull away. It would be
It's
all
awesome.
out of focus.
Yep.
Now look at me.
just as ugly.
Pretty as a girl. Let me tell you something. You've woken up with girls way worse looking than me. Don't even deny it.
No. No.
Whatever.
No. Okay, bye.
Bye. Okay, here you go, girl. If you want to leave, you can.
This is going to be a short one.
What? Well, good. I got to talk to Well about this Slag Brothers. I just looked at it today. Those hairs in the top,
Yeah.
should be a separate piece.
I was looking at Tony's YouTube. Oh, wait. It looks pretty good.
What'd you do? Hold on. Now she wants help.
You lazy bastard. I'm glad I'm recording this. I'll grab you. I'll grab you.
Like that. Hey. Okay.
Oh my god.
Sometimes I grab your mom's nips with those. All right. Ah. Oh, she's gonna kill me. What?
Oh my god.
Who do you know that's funnier than I am?
Who do you know that wouldn't have beat your ass by now?
Okay. No. Who do you know that wouldn't have said by now, I give up, Scott, you win?
Dude,
Okay.
you're dealing with a Scorpio. I get back. I get even.
Okay.
I don't give up. One day.
One day what? You're gonna dig my mom up? Okay. Let me know how that works for you.
Go to jail for grave robbing. What are you doing there? I'm digging up my friend's dead mom to get back at him.